The plane was burning. Smoke filled every corner. Passengers clawed at each other, desperate to escape. But one man didn't run. Instead, he turned back. Back into the fire. Back toward strangers screaming in the dark. Back toward almost certain death. Why? Why would anyone choose to walk into an inferno when survival was just a few steps away? This is the story of a soldier who refused to abandon strangers on a burning plane. And what happened next shocked the world. But before we dive deeper into Daniel's story, a quick request: if this kind of powerful, real-life courage inspires you, please take a second to like this video. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next story of extraordinary heroism. And if you're feeling moved, drop a comment below and share this video with someone who could use a reminder of what true bravery looks like. Now, let's return to the story. Daniel Hayes never thought of himself as a hero. He wasn't the loudest man in the room. He wasn't the kind of face people remembered. He lived quietly, carrying the weight of wars fought far from home. A disciplined soldier. A man shaped by duty. A man haunted by memories he never spoke of. When he boarded Flight 237 that evening, he expected nothing more than a routine trip home. A seat by the window. A few hours of quiet above the clouds. Just another ordinary day, in an ordinary life. But life doesn't ask permission before it tests us. It doesn't send warnings before it rewrites everything. And that night, at 32,000 feet, Daniel's world was about to be torn apart. The first sign was subtle. A tremor in the cabin. A nervous laugh from a passenger, brushing it off as turbulence. But Daniel noticed more. A faint smell. Acrid. Sharp. Smoke. Within moments, alarms blared. Oxygen masks dropped. Panic spread faster than the flames creeping beneath the floor. And then, impact. A sound like the earth itself splitting open. Metal screaming. Glass shattering. Bodies thrown forward in chaos. When the plane finally skidded to a stop, silence lasted only seconds, before terror replaced it. The fire was spreading. The night was alive with screams. And Daniel realized, the battle he had to fight now wasn't on foreign soil. It was right here. In the wreckage of Flight 237. The wreckage groaned in the darkness. Every second mattered. Flames ate away at twisted metal. Passengers stumbled out into the cold night air. Some bleeding. Some crawling. Some too stunned to move. Most ran, desperate for distance. Desperate to survive. But Daniel froze. Not in fear. In focus. Through the smoke, he saw them. Figures still trapped inside. A woman pinned by a broken seat. A man too dazed to move. Children, crying for parents who couldn't answer. Most people thought it was already too late. But Daniel's training screamed otherwise. The mission wasn't over. Not while lives could still be saved. So he turned back. Back into the fire. The heat was unbearable. Every breath clawed at his lungs. Every step was a gamble. He reached the first survivor, a mother whose leg was trapped. The fire crept closer. Sparks rained down like burning rain. Daniel lifted the wreckage with every ounce of strength. Dragged her out. Pushed her toward the light. He went back. An elderly man, pinned under twisted metal. Daniel dug through debris, ignoring the fire blistering his arms. The man gasped for air as Daniel pulled him free. He went back. Two teenagers, frozen in shock, unable to move. He grabbed them both. Half dragging, half carrying them out. Each time, he staggered into the open. Gasping. Choking. And each time, he turned around again. People shouted at him to stop. It's suicide. But Daniel didn't listen. Because in his mind, the mission was clear. Nobody gets left behind. Minutes felt like hours. The wreckage groaned, threatening to collapse. The fire grew louder. Hungrier. Daniel stumbled out with his sixth survivor, barely able to stand. His vision blurred. His body screamed to give up. But then, he heard it. A faint cry. So soft, it was almost swallowed by the chaos. A child. Through the smoke, Daniel spotted her. A little girl. Seatbelt twisted around her small body. The flames crawling closer. Everyone outside begged him not to go back. Don't. You won't make it. But Daniel didn't hesitate. He couldn't. Because to him, leaving her meant dying with her. He covered his face. Lowered his head. And ran back into the inferno. The fire roared, closing in from all sides. Every breath felt like knives in his chest. His skin burned. His vision darkened. He reached the girl. Her eyes wide with terror. Her tiny hands clutching the armrest, trembling. Daniel ripped at the tangled belt. Metal seared his fingers, but he didn't stop. Finally, it snapped. He scooped her into his arms. Turned toward the exit. But the wreckage shifted. The ceiling groaned. Flames closed in. Every step was a battle against collapse. The world around him was turning into a tomb of fire. But Daniel refused to stop. With the last of his strength, he stumbled forward. And burst through the opening, collapsing onto the ground outside. Silence. Then, cheers. Cries. Relief. The little girl was alive. So were the others he had pulled from the wreckage. Daniel lay on the ground. Lungs scorched. Skin blistered. Vision fading. And through the chaos of grateful strangers, he whispered only one thing. I just couldn't walk away. That night, dozens of families survived because one man chose courage over fear. He didn't seek glory. He didn't want medals or headlines. But what he did left a question echoing far beyond that night. Would we have turned back? Or run for our lives? Daniel Hayes proved that true courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action, in spite of it. It's sacrifice, when no one would blame you for saving yourself. It's humanity, at its most powerful. And long after the flames of Flight 237 were extinguished, the memory of one soldier's choice still burns, as a beacon. Because heroes aren't born. They're made, in the fire. If this story gave you chills, just wait until you hear the next one. Because here on HeroHush Stories, we tell the untold acts. The unseen courage. The moments that remind us what humanity is truly capable of.